Fox Sports.
We are Black Hawk. We are Crime Union.
Time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the Colorado Rockies. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday night to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers and Rockies meeting for the 5th time this year. They've each won 2. The Dodgers tonight coming with Aaron Harang. He has a record of 1-2. Juan Nicasio will be on the mound for Colorado. He's 2-1. The difference between the two pitchers, they met. They went head-to-head April 30th in Denver, and Nicasio picked up the victory. Aaron Harang suffered the loss. Over the last 31 games between these two, the Dodgers have won 16 and the Rockies 15. So we might have a tough ball game tonight. We'll tell you all about it right after this. By Jack in the Box. Try Jack's value deal. It's chicken nuggets, a junior Jack, value fries, and a drink, all for $3.99 plus tax. By 76 Gas. We're on the driver's side. By San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. Play Lucky 7 Bingo. You could win $100,000. And by Time Warner Cable.
Welcome back to Dodger Stadium. Tonight, it's Juan Nicasio against Aaron Harang.
Andre Ethier, however, has been outstanding on this homestand. He's hitting .500. He's hitting .387 with runners in scoring position. That's one of the reasons why he has 32 RBIs. That leads the National League, and that brings us straight to the Hyundai key to the game, and it's all about Andre.
Boy, he's got that timing down with that front leg. He's got the little leg kick, generates a lot of bat speed with that, and he is so fluid with his swing. Sweet swinging Andre Ethier, a lot of extra base hits. We saw that going back to spring training, that right leg was, that right knee was healthy. Boy, is he driving the ball well. He's going the other way, and for good measure, he's taking some balls out of the ballpark this year. That was number 7 last night. And oh, by the way, he leads the National League, Steve, with 32 RBIs.
His 7 home runs now on the year really provides some protection for Matt Kemp in that lineup. It's going to be Vin Scully and the Dodgers and the Rockies, game 2 of the series, coming up right after this.
Dodger Baseball is brought to you by Hyundai. The votes are in. The Hyundai Elantra is the 2012 North American Car of the Year. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By CarMax, start the search for your next car at CarMax. Start here. And by Dodge. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday night to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to Dodger Stadium on a gorgeous evening. Still some sunlight washed in right field and right center, along with the pavilion, and upstairs all the way down the right field line. Not really a cloud overhead, a couple of skid marks back at the outfield walls, but it is a gorgeous evening as Jim Tracy brings a ball club in here that finds itself 7.5 games back of the Dodgers. So trying somehow to get well. They've done okay head-to-head with the Dodgers. They've split the 4. Marco Scutaro will open up at second base. Jonathan Herrera will be at third. And Carlos Gonzalez in left field. Troy Tulowitzki at shortstop. Todd Helton at first base. Michael Kadaya will be in right field. Tyler Colden, who came off the bench last night as a pinch hitter and had a solid single in the 8th inning. He's in the starting lineup tonight in center field. Willen Rosario will be the catcher, taking over for Ramon Hernandez, and Juan Nicasio on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, the big boy out of San Diego, and that would be Aaron Harang, 6'7", about 260. Looking for the 97th win of his career. The 33-year-old did not factor in a decision last Sunday in Chicago. He has lost 3 straight to the Rockies, his lifetime mark against Colorado, 4-5. And of course, you remember the electrifying time early in April when he established a Dodger record, striking out 9 consecutive Padre hitters. So let's see how he goes now against Marco Scutaro, hitting .262, takes the first pitch low, and a 1-ball, no strike count. Scutaro with 1 run batted in his leadoff role, but he's been getting on base. He's been aboard 20 of his last 22. Harang comes back, and the pitch is fouled away off to the right out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. The temperature at the start of the game, a very comfortable 65 degrees. Light breeze, if anything, stirring the flags. The usual here from left to right. So Herrera on deck, and then Gonzalez, the first 3 hitters. Here comes Harang over the top, gets a high strike around the letters, and the count 1-2. Harang has been playing professionally since he was originally signed by the Rangers out of San Diego State. That would be back in 1999. So he has had his time. Grew up a fan of, among others, Will Clark and Tony Gwynn. That figured since he was from San Diego. 1-2 pitch is poked foul off to the right, out of play. So Scutaro still up there, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Marco trying to get something started, get aboard, and leave it up to people like Gonzalez and Tulowitzki. The 1-2 pitch is swung on, ground ball to Gordon. D up with it cleanly, fires to Lonely for the out, and just like that, 1 away. And the batter will be Jonathan Herrera. Dodgers with the leather, Abreu, Kemp, and Ethier. Uribe, Gordon, Ellis, and Loney. And the battery, A.J. Ellis back in the lineup, handling Aaron Harang. So with 1 away, Jonathan Herrera coming up. Herrera sat down last night, but he's back in the starting lineup. So Herrera playing third base and takes the first pitch, and it misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Jonathan Herrera from Maracaibo in Venezuela. He takes a strike and a 1 ball, 1 strike count. He is small for a big leaguer. He's 5'9", about 170 pounds, switch hitter. The 1-1 pitch way outside, ball 2. He was a good student, they tell me, in school, but he took a huge risk. He decided to leave high school and play baseball. Broke the hearts of his parents as he fouled it away, but they reluctantly supported his decision. And when he signed with the Rockies, he got $12,000, and his mom and dad were a little bit happier about that. He was about 150 pounds when he signed. It's a little foul off third, and Uribe is there to squeeze it. And we now have 2 down in the first inning, and a red-hot Carlos Gonzalez coming up. Of course, Carlos Gonzalez always hits well against the Dodgers. His lifetime has to be about 390 at least. And he doubled as soon as he stepped into the box last night, then settled down and wound up going 1 for 4. The 15-game hitting streak against the Dodgers. Cargo has 7 home runs, 26 runs batted in, hitting .310. Harang into the windup, snaps that first pitch a little low, 1 ball and no strikes. Carlos Gonzalez, well, among other things, he broke in with a bang, and he is going to be playing ball for the Rockies for a long time. He swings, ground ball to Mark Ellis. Second baseman throws him out. So for Aaron Harang, a nice 1-2-3 inning. And at the end of half an inning, the big man walks off. No score.
first inning. Now we'll take a look at Don Mattingly's lineup for the Dodgers. And you have D. Gordon at short, followed by Mark Ellis at second base, Matt Kemp in center, and Andre Ethier in right. Bobby Abreu back in there again in left field. Juan Uribe at third. James Loney hits seventh at first base. A.J. Ellis picks up the gear behind the plate again. Aaron Harang on the mound. On the mound for Colorado is Juan Nicasio. Among other things, he's from San Francisco de Macorís in the Dominican. He's a big fella, 6'3", about 220. Last year he was 4-4 with the Rockies. He suffered a broken neck last year, a horrifying time. He was hit by a line drive off the bat of the Washington Nationals' Ian Desmond and lay on the mound in shock for several minutes. He had to have surgery to stabilize a fracture. The first pitch to D. Gordon is in for a strike. A couple of quick notes about Nicasio. He's allowed 9 hits the last time the Dodgers saw him, and 5 of the 9 came on an 0-2 count. Well, he has an 0-2 count right now on D. Gordon. 6 of the 8 hits he allowed in his last start came either on the first pitch or a 1-0 count. He comes in with strike 3 called, and so Gordon is walking away empty-handed now quite a bit. Remember, he struck out 3 times last night and went 0 for 5. So Gordon called out, 1 away, and the batter now will be Mark Ellis. Mark Ellis hitting .280, the home run against Jamie Moyer that wound up in the Dodger bullpen last night. 7 runs batted in. So Mark checking in, and Matt Kemp on deck. Nicasio into the windup and delivers. Fastball in at the knees and a strike. He hits 95 on the gun. No balls and 1 strike. Juan comes back with a fastball, and that's promptly whacked into center field for a base hit. So Gordon strikes out. Ellis continues his solid hitting with a base hit to center, and here comes Matt Kemp. Checking Juan Nicasio against the Dodgers, for instance, Mark Ellis now is 2 for 4 against him. Matt Kemp has eaten him up. Kemp is 4 for 8 with 2 home runs against Nicasio. Now you know it, and you can bet Nicasio knows it. So Kemp hitting .375, 12 home runs, 27 runs batted in. And by the way, have you heard about Josh Hamilton? Josh Hamilton of Texas, just adding to his credentials. 17 home runs. He's had 9 home runs in the last 6 games. The pitch to Matt Kemp is low and inside, ball 1. Of course, if you wonder, former Dodger Frank Howard back in 1968 for Washington had 10 home runs in 6 games. Though Matt Kemp's 12 is very nice, but it pales in comparison. Here's the 1-0 pitch coming up. Nicasio works quickly. Fastball grounded to third. They'll get 1, and it's going to be turned for 2. So just like that, Kemp hits into the double play. No runs a hit and nobody left. And at the end of an inning, no score. Aaron Harang and Juan Nicasio. For the Rockies, it'll be Troy Tulowitzki, followed by Todd Helton, and then Michael Kadire. Tulowitzki struggling a bit, hitting .276. He has 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Certainly one thing that's gotten him down, inability to suddenly stop hitting left-handers. Harang ready and delivers and gets a strike. He's hitting 100 against left-handers, and his career average .319, so that's a dramatic change. Tulo, of course, who has had a marvelous career when he first came up in 2006. Strike one pitch on the way, and the right-hand hitter takes off the plate. 1-1. Tulowitzki, born in Santa Clara, lives in Sunnyvale, went to school at Long Beach State, and there's a reason why he wears number 2. He picked a very good ball player who wears number 2 by the name of Derek Jeter. He swings, and it's a fly ball to center. Matt Kemp says he'll take care of it, and he is true to his word. So Tulo, a fly ball to center, 1 away. And the batter will be Todd Helton.
Next, first baseman, number 17, Todd Helton.
Todd Helton hitting .247. Certainly not the hitter that he used to be. A career batting average of .322. He had 2 hits last night. He now has 100 hits in his career at Dodger Stadium. So the veteran left-hand hitter, and Harang starts him with a strike, and the count 0-1 to Todd. We mentioned last night that he was coming to the end of a 9-year deal, and the Rockies don't want to lose him, so they extended the contract 2 more years. So that means he's playing this year and 1 more. So very valuable, a franchise player. The 1-1 pitch, Todd takes it low, and a 2-1 count. Helton has always been a master of a couple of things. He could drive you crazy. He would foul so many pitches away, and he usually gets deep in the count. 2-1 pitch is taken low. He will not go after that bad ball. So this is so typical, and he runs the count to 3-1. Harang turns on the rubber. Aaron ready and delivers. Fastball is low. Ball 4. One of the things about Helton, he really holds on to the charm. He has actually walked more times than he has struck out. Oh, it's not that much. He's walked 13 and struck out 12. But throughout the year, you'll notice he's about like that. One of the rare players indeed. So Helton at first on the walk. And the batter will be Kadire. Mike Kadire last night, after hitting 2 balls very deep, then hit a home run. He takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Kadire coming over from the American League. He has 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in, and hitting .286. Harang set, not worrying about Helton, and comes back low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Helton held on by Loney. Kadire, a home run hitter, sure, but he also hit for the cycle a couple of years ago against Milwaukee. The 1-1 pitch on the way, and he takes that low. Ball 2, 2-1 the count. 11 times already this year, Kadire's had a 3-0 count, so it's 2-1 now. Harang ready, looks at Helton, back he comes. That's a strike to balance it up. 2-2. Hitting behind Helton after Tulowitzki led off the inning, and hitting behind Kadire will be Tyler Colvin. The 2-2 pitch nubbed out in front of the plate. Harang picks it up and throws him out. Down to second goes Helton. So 2 out. Todd Helton at second base as Kadire hits one about 30 feet from home plate. And Tyler Colvin coming up. Colvin off the bench last night as a pinch hitter and singled sharply to center. He came over from the Cubs. He was originally signed by the Cubs. He was a first-round pick by the Cubs out of Clemson University. He's well put together. He's 6'3", 200-pounder. He'll be 27 in September. So the young left-hand hitter waiting. Harang looks back at Helton, works his hitter and gets a strike, and the count 0-1. Tyler was born in Augusta, Georgia, lives in South Carolina. Came up to the Cubs 3 years ago, then 2 years ago, then last year. Here's the strike one pitch, and that's a little low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tyler Colvin. The Rockies sent Ian Stewart and Casey Weathers to the Cubs, getting Colvin. So the Cubs had dreams about Colvin. They didn't materialize. The Rockies had the same for Stewart. Bad ball up and away. Colvin going after it, and the count 1-2. So Aaron Harang with 2 out. Helton at second base. No score. And we're in the second inning. Aaron chewing on the gum, reading A.J. Ellis. 1-2 the count. Harang a look back at Helton, and the 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled away. By the way, this Saturday game, as you can tell, started at 6:10. However, the next 3 Dodger home games on a Saturday night, they will start at 7:10. That would mean the 19th of May against the Cardinals, the 26th of May against Houston, and in the middle of June on the 16th with the White Sox. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way inside. Those 3 will start at 7:10, and then following that, we'll get back to the 6:10 game on the 30th of June with the Mets throughout the remainder of the season. So just the next 3 will start at 7:10 on Saturday night. All right, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Colvin. He swings and lifts a pop fly. On the rim is Gordon. Goes out and makes the catch, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, a man left, and at the end of an inning and a half, no score.
One to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite.
Bottom of the second inning, no score in the ball game. The Dodgers will have Andre Ethier, Bobby Abreu, and then Juan Uribe. Andre Ethier coming off a big night last night. He singled to right, he doubled to right center, and he homered. So Andre coming up. Juan Nicasio about ready. Nicasio looks like an old-time pitcher in the sense that he tucks the pants in at the knees, Somebody might have told him to do that. I really think it makes him look even taller, and he's big enough at 6'3". So Nicasio looks down the barrel to get a sign, and the right-hander ready and deals, and the first one a high strike up around the letters. No balls and 1 strike the count. We mentioned about Nicasio, left-hand hitters have been eating him up. They're hitting .330 against him. Juan ready, and his strike 1 pitch, another fastball up. He's been 94 and 95. He's had a lot of trouble throughout the year with numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the opposing lineup, but then again, they're the best hitters anyway. Ethier swings, fouls it away, 1-2 the count. Another note on Nicasio, he does pretty well the first time through a lineup. The lifetime batting average the first time around against him is only .204. 1-2 pitch on the way is low and away, and a 2-ball 2-strike count. Those hitters, as we mentioned, 3 through 6, they're hitting over .400 against him. So Nicasio with a record of 2-1, 1-1 lifetime against the Dodgers, deals 2-2, and that's fouled away off to the left. High fastball at 95. So in a sense, it's not so much of a swing by Ethier. He more fought it off. 2-2. Waiting his turn on deck, Bobby Abreu. Ethier waits, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nicasio into the windup. Fastball down and away, ball 3. 3-2 the count. Nicasio comes into the game 26 strikeouts and 12 walks, and he just gave up a base hit in the first inning. So 3-2 the count. Right-hander's pitch to Andre Ethier, low. He chases it and misses, and the out recorded at first. So Andre, perhaps chasing a bad ball, pays the price and strikes out. Second strikeout for Nicasio, and it'll bring up Bobby Abreu. Andre Ethier slow and going back to the dugout after chasing a bad ball. But of course, he's grown up enough. He's not going to go back and tear up the dugout, which reminds us about young Bryce Harper. You know, the 19-year-old, the phenom, the wunderkind, who joined the Washington Nationals, made his debut here at Dodger Stadium. Well, last night, he showed he was still a kid. Here's Abreu, and Bobby has a look at a strike. Last night, after making out, Harper went back with the bat, went by the dugout up the tunnel, slammed the meat part of the bat against the tunnel wall. The bat came back, hit him above the left eye, 10 stitches. Here's the strike 1 pitch, swung on and missed, 0-2. Always remember Dusty Baker used to talk about when he was playing with the Braves with Henry Aaron. And he said, Dusty said, I struck out and went back to the dugout, and I hurled my helmet against the dugout wall. The strike 2 pitch to Abreu, strike 3 call. So down goes Bobby. That's 3 strikeouts for Nicasio, and the batter is Juan Uribe. Fastball around the knees. Anyway, Baker said Henry Aaron walked over, put his hand on Dusty's neck and squeezed, and said, I don't want you to ever do that again. Go over and pick up the helmet and put it back where it belongs. And Dusty said, I will do it as soon as you let go of my neck. The first pitch to Juan Uribe is low, ball 1, 1-0. Yeah, they have to learn, and sometimes they pay a price. And for Bryce Harper, the price 10 stitches above the eyebrow. The next one swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Juan Uribe. No score, bottom of the second inning. And, of course, a little bit tougher at this time of day or night to see that ball. Nicasio straddles the rubber, then 1 foot at each end of it. And the 1-1 pitch, fastball on a check swing for a strike. And the count 1-2. Uribe 247 with a home run, 9 runs batted in. Hit the home run last night, leading off the 8th inning against Carlos Torres. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Nicasio ready, back off the plate. 2-2 the count. Nicasio, in breaking down what he's done so far, he has been very effective in his first 25 pitches in a game. Then he loses it the second time around. 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's in the dirt. Ball 3. To give you an idea, the first time around, the opposition hitting .219. The second time around this year, the opposition is hitting .391 against him. I mean, a dramatic change. So Juan Nicasio, 25 years old, he'll be 26 in August. He's got good stuff, no doubt about that. 3-2 the count to Uribe. Nicasio a long look in. Now he's ready. And the 6'3 right-hander deals, and it's foul back. What he brings to the dance, well, he brings a two-seamer. Then, of course, the four-seamer, curve, slider, and a changeup. Has a little cutting action against left-hand hitters with the fastball. And the big thing at 6'3", he makes his delivery from a good downhill plane. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Over the top, check, swing, strike 3, and Nicasio has struck out the side. 4 strikeouts in 2 innings, and at the end of 2, no score. The 3rd inning, Willen Rosario, the Colorado catcher, will lead it off, and then Juan Nicasio. Rosario, 4 home runs, 10 runs batted in. Right-hand batter hitting .229. His first name is Willen, W-I-L-I-N. And he takes a look at a breaking ball for a strike. Willen was signed as a free agent by the Rockies about 6 years ago. Right-hander awaits in the strike 1 pitch, and that's in there, so he's in a hole 0-2. He's 5'11", but they thought he was going to be much taller. So a coach suggested that you're going to be too tall, so your best position is going to be catcher. Well, that's where he's made it in the big leagues. He promptly hits one to center. Going back on the ball is Kemp. This one hits the base of the center field wall, and Willen is into second base, standing with a booming double. So Rosario at 5'11", 200, hits one over Kemp's head, and a leadoff double will bring up Nicasio, then Scutaro and Herrera. Ball really carried. Matt turned, knew he didn't have a play, and went over and picked it up. 5 doubles for the Rockies catcher. Dodgers figure Nicasio will bunt, get a man to third with 1 out, and leave it up to Scutaro. Nicasio with the bat does not have a sacrifice. He's 2 for 11. They're going to pick off or at least bluff a throw to second, and Rosario is back. No throw to D. Gordon. We're in the 3rd inning. No score in the ball game. The Dodgers and the Rockies. Nicasio has struck out 6 of 11 at bats. He's showing bunt. Harang looks at second, and the pitch is bunted. Down to get it is Harang. His only play is to first. So the sacrifice works, and that advances Rosario to third, and it'll bring up Marco Scutaro. So Nicasio does his job. Scutaro has just 1 run batted in. One reason that Jim Tracy plays for a run early is the big difference in the offensive attack of the Rockies home as opposed to on the road. When Jim's at home, they're averaging 6.5 runs. On the road, they're averaging 3. First pitch fouled away upstairs off to the right, and the count 0-1. So Marco trying to pick up Willen. No score, 3rd inning, 0-1 the count. Scutaro's from Venezuela, and he is a contact hitter. Dodger infield is back. The next pitch in the dirt, and a nice save by A.J. Ellis, or the run would have certainly come home. Which brings up the thing we always do with a runner at third. Harang has 1 wild pitch. So Rosario is at the ready. Scutaro waiting at the plate. No score in the 3rd. 1 away. Harang peering in to get a sign. Now hands together at the belt. And the 6'7" right-hander delivers in the dirt again. And another block nicely by A.J. Ellis. Scutaro trying to pick up a run. He's 5'10", about 175 pounder. He is the toughest hitter as far as swinging and missing. When he swings, he usually gets a piece of it. 2-1 pitch is very high over his head. Ball 3-1. When he swings, he makes contact 93% of the time. So he's putting a lot of pressure on Harang right now. Meanwhile, for the Rockies, trying to get a run here in the 3rd. Fastball grounded. A great stop by Loney. Gets up, throws to the plate, and the runner is out at the plate. Oh, what a dazzling play by Loney. So Willen Rosario trying to come home from third with Loney on his side, having smothered that bid for a base hit. It took a great play to get Rosario, and that's exactly what Loney turned in. First taking the hit away, and then throwing accurately to A.J., who had the plate blocked, and Rosario couldn't get in there, and he was tagged down. What a wonderful play by James Loney. So Rosario is erased. 3-2. 2 down. Scutaro still stuck with just 1 run batted in after losing that one. He does run a bit. Scutaro has stolen 3 out of 4, and the Rockies do not run very much. The first pitch coming up to Herrera, slicing fly ball down the line. It will drop fair. Over to get it is Abreu, and in the blink of an eye, the Rockies have runners at second and third, and Carlos Gonzalez coming up. So just no sooner than they just dodge a bullet at the plate. Now they're in trouble with runners at second and third. Little slicing fly ball that goes for a double. Scutaro winds up at third. and the batter Gonzalez, who grounded out in the first inning. Now Gonzalez, with his lifetime batting average against the Dodgers around 390, is about as tough as they come. 26 runs batted in, 7 home runs. Troy Tulowitzki has been struggling a little bit, and now the Dodgers figure, yeah, you're right, so why bother pitching to Gonzalez? So they'll walk him intentionally, and they'll try to get out of the mess against somewhat of a slumping Tulowitzki. So the heat will be on Troy when he comes up. So Don Mattingly takes the bat right out of Carlos Gonzalez's hands, and that's a easily understood maneuver. And in a moment, Troy Tulowitzki. Of course, remember, Tulowitzki had 30 home runs last year and 105 runs batted in. 3 years ago, he had 32 home runs, so he's certainly no walk in the park. So Troy coming up.
Shortstop number 2, Troy Tulowitzki.
Tulowitzki has 2 grand slams, one 5 years ago against Arizona, and the other one 4 years ago against San Diego. So Tulo checking in. Gonzalez, Herrera, and Scutaro all out on the lines. 2 out, third inning, no score. Rockies having lost a run at the plate, and the pitch to Troy fouled away. And that's another thing about Tulowitzki that's really different. Throughout his career, he was a dynamite first ball hitter. And this year, for whatever reason, the hits are not occurring on that first pitch. His career first ball hitting .387. This year he's hitting .071. So no wonder they're asking the questions, what's wrong with Troy? He promptly hits a high fly ball. It looks playable. Kemp says it does. Makes the catch. So Tulowitzki unable to come up with the base hit, and the Rockies lead 3 and have a man erased at the plate. And at the end of 2.5, no score. Old. He'd be 28 in October, but he's going through quite a period right now, thoroughly frustrated. But the big thing that he has to do now is not let that bother his feeling. Meanwhile, Aaron Harang, dodging a couple of bullets in the third inning, made 17 pitches, and A.J. Ellis by the number. Where's number 17? So in the third, no score. James Loney, who made that dazzling play to save a run and prevent what might have been a very big inning. Then A.J. Ellis and Aaron Harang. Juan Nicasio starts with an off-speed pitch, looked like a change for a strike. So he's hit 95, that was 83. 0-1 to James, hitting .227. Strike one pitch on the way. Nicasio into his windup with a breaking ball but low. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. No runs, 2 hits for the Rockies. No runs, 1 hit for the Dodgers. Nicasio comes right back 1-1. Loney fouls it back to the screen. 1-2 the count to James. Loney, like all of them, of course, very confident that his hitting will come around. Right now, batting .227, but it's been tough to get even to where he is now. But boy, he has not let it bother him when he's on the defensive side of the game, and certainly that's a tribute to him. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nicasio ready, and the 1-2 pitch in there. Strike 3 call. Wow. Nicasio has struck out 5 and 4 in a row. You know, tomorrow at 1:10 you can get the gift of Dodger baseball. Bring your mom to Dodger Stadium for Mother's Day. Fans receive an Andre Ethier tote bag, compliments of Murad Skincare, and after the game, mothers and their families invited down to the field. Enjoy a walk around the park. So visit Dodgers.com/promotions today. Take mom to the ballpark tomorrow. Moms and sons are certainly here. And the pitch to A.J. Ellis, a strike, 0-1. Couple of 44s tangling. Both Juan Nicasio and Aaron Harang wear the same number. A.J. Ellis takes in the dirt, backhanded by Rosario. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Rosario signed with the Rockies when he was 19 years old. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball drilled in there. That was 97. That's as hard as he's thrown. Last year, in his first year in the big leagues, 4-4. Willen Rosario sitting back there, not having to move around much. And the 1-2 pitch on the way is swung on and fouled off. We told you that Nicasio was hit on the right side of the head by a line drive, suffering a broken neck. Hit actually in the temple. He and Desmond hit the line drive. They had to put him on the medical cart, and he was taken off by 4 medical personnel workers. It was a very scary moment. That pitch is low, 2-2. When was it? August 6, 2011. The neck surgery was to stabilize a fracture to the C1 vertebrae in the neck. 2 screws were inserted in the topmost part of the vertebrae, along with a small plate at the base of Nicasio's skull. How about taking that out to the mound? The screws and the plate are permanent. He had the neck brace removed in September last year. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball just off the plate. Of course, you don't fool A.J. Ellis. If you look closely, you might even spot a scar on the back of Nicasio's neck. Boy, he's had to really fight a bad memory, hasn't he? To go back out there and go back to work. 3-2 the count to A.J. Ellis. He swings, lines it to right. Coming up is Kadire. Makes a nice catch just about at his left kneecap. So A.J. Ellis a very tough out, and Mike Kadire a very nice catch. 2 down, and the batter Aaron Harang. So Kadire on the move to his left, takes a base hit away. Dodgers have 1 hit. Mark Ellis singled with 1 out in the first inning. The Rockies have a couple of doubles, but they're scoreless as well. So we have 2 out in the third. Aaron Harang checks in. Certainly gives you that nice big strike zone at 6'7" and fouls a pitch back. Harang is 0 for 12, but he does have a run batted in. He has struck out 5 times. No runs, 2 hits for the Rockies. No runs, 1 hit for the Dodgers. Now the strike 1 pitch on the way. That's taken low. Tomorrow, the concluding game of the series with the Rockies. Sunday afternoon, Mother's Day. Alex White against Ted Lilly. Ted Lilly and Clayton Kershaw, shoulder to shoulder, taken in the action. The 1-1 pitch nubbed up along first base. Picked up and the tag applied by Nicasio, and that's that. So Nicasio has faced 9 batters in 3 innings, gives up a hit followed by a double play, and at the end of 3, no score. Harang and Nicasio go head to head. Certainly a big difference. Nicasio striking out 5 and Harang dodging bullets, giving up a couple of doubles. But the Dodgers got that great play by James Loney to keep the game scoreless. So we move to the 4th. No score. Nicasio a chance to rest. Harang getting ready. He'll be pitching to Todd Helton, then Michael Kadire, and Tyler Coleman. So Helton, who drew the walk, followed by the muscle of Kadire, and a big challenge for Aaron Harang. So here's Todd piling up the walks. Isn't that a remarkable career? There aren't very many players, first of all, who have played as long as Todd, but they are rare indeed to have walked more than they have struck out. And ball 1. And remember, Helton came to the big leagues in 1997. 16 years. And he hits a one-hopper. Oh, what a nice play by Mark Ellis. You see a ball like that, and you wonder about AstroTurf. So Ellis made it look easy. 1 away. You don't field that kind of a ball. You survive it. That thing was really hit. 1 away. Now Kadire. Of course, Mark's been playing this game a long time. Kadire hit back to the box. Ball 1. Changeup. Kadire was certainly one of the most sought after free agents. Mike was signed for a bonus just under $2 million by the Twins way back in 1997. He's from Norfolk, Virginia, lives in Chesapeake, Virginia. He came up to the Twins in 2001. and finally came over to the Rockies this year. 2-1 to count. Kadaya had led the U.S. junior national team to a bronze medal in the World Championship, leading the team in home runs and RBIs. So they signed him for the big bucks. Ground ball wide of third. Uribe is on it. Throws a dying Quail over there. Just did get there. 2 down. Don't forget, Tuesday at 7:10, Dodgers and Diamondbacks receive your very own Oral Hershiser bobblehead, compliments of Coca-Cola. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. 2 out in the fourth. Tyler Colvin popped up in the second inning. Young Tyler 0 for 1. Change away, ball 1. 1-0 to count. And that's pulled foul down the right field line, out of play. Two out, fourth inning, couple of ground balls. No score. Rockies, no runs, 2 hits. Dodgers, no runs, 1 hit. That misses inside. Meanwhile, a little conversation between 2 left-handers. Ted Lilly will be out there tomorrow. That's an interesting stat. They gave it to you last night. The 3 Dodger left-handers combined have a record of 10-1. The only loss is Clayton Kershaw. Lilly's 5-0. Chris Capuano 5-0. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And popped in the air, foul ground. Uribe coming over, leans on the railing and picks it off. Juan Uribe making a good play. Down goes Tyler Colvin and the Rockies. Take another look. Hand on the railing. Now you can lean and make it full stretch. Hold on to the ice cream cone. No score. Receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. By El Pollo Loco, crazy you can taste. And by Mercury Insurance. Buy a policy and get a free Dodger jersey from your local agent.
Hitting up the bottom of the fourth for the Dodgers.
Bottom of the fourth inning, no score in the ball game. Juan Nicasio and Aaron Harang. Nicasio has really caught everyone's eye. In 3 innings, he has struck out 5 at one stretch. He struck out 4 in a row. He's allowed 1 hit. Harang was bailed out by a diving takeaway by James Loney. Took a base hit and a runaway from the Rockies. So now in the fourth, Gordon, Mark Ellis, and Matt Kemp. Fouled away. D. Gordon was practicing bunting, but not just trying to bunt, because it's certainly no surprise. They're always looking bunt. But as Mattingly said, he was practicing location of where to bunt. 1-1. No runs, 2 hits for the Rockies, no runs, 1 hit for the Dodgers. A little ground ball to third, Herrera. So Gordon is really struggling now. 0 for 2 today. He was 0 for 5 last night, so 0 for 7. And he was 0 for 4. That makes him 0 for 11. And then the game against the Giants with a bunt single, he had 2 hits. So here's Mark Ellis, who is not struggling. Singled sharply in the first inning, batting .287. Home run, 7 runs batted in. Inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Fastball, 93. He's been as high as 97. And 2. When Nicasio came into the game working on Mark Ellis, just to give you an idea, if he had 5 strikeouts, it means he has walked 12 and struck out 31. 0-2 the count to Mark. Kind of overthrowing, and he hit 97 on the gun. 1-2. Meanwhile, Bobby Abreu in a deep he's the listening part of the conversation as Uribe talks to him. 2-2. Boy, that really was a block by Willen Rosario. In the dirt, he moves laterally trying to block it. Juan Nicasio throwing very hard. Matt Kemp waiting on deck. Let's face it, the lights have still not taken effect, and this fella has hit 97 on the gun. Got him. Inside corner. That will do it for Mark Ellis. Rosario went running away from home plate. I think Willen thought it was the end of the inning. Strike 3. See you later. Oh, no. That's only the second out. Come back. So Mark Ellis is called out. 6 strikeouts for young Nicasio. And the batter is Matt Kemp. We have to check Nicasio, see about strikeout high. Last year he had 10 strikeouts in a game against San Diego. Ball 1 to Matt. Kemp grounded into a double play in the first inning. What is the difference, at least sitting up here watching? Last year they would get Kemp out with sliders away. They'd crowd him and then suddenly go away and he would chase the ball. 1-0 pitch. That's away and he won't chase it. Ball 2. Of late, they've gotten him out, down but in, and trying to keep everything down and in. 0 for 1 tonight. Matt 0 for 3 last night, so he's 0 for 4. fouled away. Before that, 0 for 5, so that would make him 0 for 9. And before that, 1 for 3. So Matt's 1 for 12. And of course, Don Mattingly was asked, is Matt Kemp struggling because of the hamstring? And Don said, no, you just don't hit for 100. 2-1 to Matt Kemp. Ethier waiting on deck, and a towering fly ball to center, but it looks playable and pulled in right at the wall. So a long out in the 4th inning. 3, 6, 9, 10 in a row retired by Nicasio, and at the end of 4, no score. Record 6 consecutive shutout. That night, in a speech at the Ambassador Hotel, presidential candidate Robert Kennedy acknowledged Drysdale's accomplishment, saying, I wish to express my high regard for Don Drysdale, and I hope we have his good fortune in this campaign. Well, the speech would live on infamously in American history when Kennedy was shot moments later by Sirhan Sirhan, dying the next day from the wounds suffered.
Catcher number 20, Willie Rosario.
No score in the ball game as we go to the 5th inning. Kind of figured to be a pitching duel, a 6 o'clock game. Lights don't really take effect, and we don't mean to take anything away from the pitchers, but let's just say if it throws strikes, it's a little bit more difficult to hit. It'll be Rosario, then the hard-throwing Nicasio, and Scutaro. Willen Rosario doubled over Matt Kemp's head, hit the base of the center field wall in the 3rd inning. Tomorrow, the final game of the series, and that will be Alex White against Ted Lilly. Kind of an interesting note about tomorrow being Sunday and what that has meant in the past to the Rockies. That's a strike. You know, last year, the Rockies lost 17 straight Sunday games, going from April 24th to August 14th without a single win. Whoops, Rosario is hit, and he'll take first. On August 21st at Coors Field, they finally beat Chad Billingsley to end the drought. So we'll see about tomorrow.
Rockies pitcher number 44, Juan Nicasio.
Jim Tracy, that must have been a very, very rough period to go through. Of course, with the Rockies, he has had nothing but frustrating times. Here's Nicasio. I think the book says he's going to try to bunt. He does not have a bunt, but he did sacrifice in the 3rd inning for his first sacrifice of the year. No score, top of the 5th. On deck, Marco Scutaro. He takes the strike. 0-1. Rich Dower, the pride of USC, fight on. Over at first, Glenn Allen Hill. Tommy Reynolds, the bench coach for Jim Tracy. No balls, 1 strike. 1-1. In the 3rd inning, Rosario, who led off this inning and was hit by the pitch, but in the 3rd he doubled. Nicasio bunted him to 3rd, and Scutero lost a base hit and a run batted in. A diving stop by Loney, who threw to the plate and got Rosario. And then Herrera doubled a left, and they walked Gonzalez to load the bases, and Tulowitzki fly to center. There goes the runner. The pitch is low. The throw is in time. And Rosario is thrown out trying to steal. A.J. Ellis nails him. So Rosario, without a stolen base, kind of rare to see a catcher going on that kind of a play, but they turned him loose. A tag on the thigh, and Rosario thought his foot might have been on the bag ahead of it. There's the tag. Well, he's done. Now Nicasio has to swing away. 2-2 the count. One out, 5th inning, no score. Still 2-2. Nicasio, coming into the game, had struck out 6 of 11 at bats. They'll make it 7 out of 12. And we have 2 down in the inning. You know, Saturday, May 26th, you can bring your dog with you to Dodger Stadium for Natural Balance's Bark in the Park. Purchase this ticket package, receive entry to the Coca-Cola All-You-Can-Eat Pavilion. They'll have a puppy parade around the warning track prior to the game and much more. Tickets limited, only available by purchasing at Dodgers.com/Bark in the Park. 1 ball and no strikes to Marcos Scutero. Grounded to short and then lost a base hit and a run batted in, and that diving stop by Loney. 2-0 the count. James 0 for 1 with the bat, but a big 1 for 1 with the glove. That's a strike. Two and 1 to Marco. And he hits it to dead center. And into Kemp's glove. So 1-2-3 despite the hit batter to open up the inning. And at the end of 4 1/2, no score. having had a man thrown out at the plate, among other things. The Dodgers have had one man get on base. That was Mark Ellis, who singled, and then Matt Kemp came up and grounded into a double play. So in the fifth inning, Andre Ethier, Bobby Abreu, and Juan Uribe, all three men struck out in the second inning. For Ethier, off to a great start. 32 games, 32 runs batted in. Pursued by Carlos Beltran, Matt Kemp, Freddie Freeman. Ball one. Ethier chasing a pitch in the dirt when he struck out in the second inning. And ball two. Nicasio's only made 52 pitches. And whacked into right center. That's heading for the alley. That will go to the wall. Colvin picks it up. Andre will stop at second base as he blisters his 11th double. He has 11 doubles, a triple, and 7 home runs. Boy, what a swing. Wow. Picture perfect. And at the other end, he bounces it up against the wall. So Ethier with the leadoff double. Now Abreu, Uribe, and Loney trying to pick him up. Bobby Abreu went down on strikes in the second inning. Fastball away at 92. Abreu, who's been playing so long, I mean, he started in 1991, came up to the big leagues in 1996. So by the time we get to 2012, Bobby Abreu is 38, and you wonder about the bat speed, and he's facing a guy throwing as high as 97. 1 ball and no strikes. Bobby last night had a base hit against Jamie Moyer, who was throwing 80. Fouled away. 1-1. That was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and he certainly didn't get around on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Andre Ethier can certainly get around with that long double to right center. The outfield on Abreu, they're very deep. 1-1. Sometimes I really think that teams play opposing hitters the same way, especially if they've been very good players, the exact same way. 1-1. I can remember Willie Mays. I mean, they would be playing almost up against the wall for Mays, and then all of a sudden, Willie is an old man. They're still playing him up against the wall. So you wonder, you look at Bobby Abreu, and are they playing him the same way as they played him, let's say, in 2000, 2001? Kind of looks that way. And a high fly ball, but playable. It will be Kadire. Tagging up is Ethier, but he's going to hold on a perfect dart cut off by Tulowitzki. So Abreu hits the fly ball to right. Let's face it, a few years ago, he might have hit that in the pavilion. 1 away. And the other thing that you wonder about, not only sometimes do the defensive alignments contradict the years the player has played, the other thought is sometimes they pitch them the same way. I mean, you pitch Willie Mays when he was 22, and then you pitch him the same way when he's 38? Not quite, but sometimes they did that. Anyway, here's Uribe. 1 out, Ethier at second, no score. Bottom of the 5th. way out in front of a change. He was swinging at what he thought was a 95 to 97 mile an hour fastball, and it was an 85 mile an hour changeup. What fooled him? The speed of the arm. 0-1. That's the big thing, and why the changeup can be so good or so bad. High strike, 0-2. Uribe fighting, saying something to Angel Hernandez. Now Rosario will go out and talk. We were talking about the changeup. When they learn to throw the changeup with the exact same arm speed as they throw the fastball, now you're talking. But in the big leagues, if you throw a great fastball and then you slow up the arm speed in order to throw the change, they'll spot it. They'll hit you from pillar to post. Fastball and loop to center, and that's going to drop. On a no ball, 2 strike count, a little dunker to center for the base hit. You may or may not remember, but back at the start of the game, we mentioned the last time the Dodgers saw Nicasio, that would be April the 30th, he allowed 9 hits. 5 of the 9 hits came with the count no balls and 2 strikes. And a no ball, 2 strike base hit scores Ethier. And what has to be very frustrating, it was 0-2, remember, and Rosario went out to talk to him. And he gets burned. Fly ball single. Run batted in. 1-0 Dodgers. Loney struck out in the 3rd inning. That's a strike. 0-1. One run, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Bobby Abreu and Andre Ethier very happy with the lead. Ethier probably talking about Abreu's fly ball to right field. And got him on a big sweep tag. And Mark Carlson, the umpire at first, brings him up. The Uribe is picked off. And just like that, 2 down. Here comes Uribe. There's Helton's tag, and the hand is not on the bag. Good call by Mark Carlson, but Uribe got an 0-2 fly ball single, and it's 1-0 Dodgers. Foul ball off third. 0-2 the count. So Nicasio has now been burned 0-2 to give up a run. We'll see what he does this time. 0-2 to Loney. One nothing Dodgers, bottom of the 5th. Time. In the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. James hitting .224. He has a home run, 8 runs batted in. Waiting on deck, A.J. Ellis. Young Juan Nicasio. He has a half a dozen strikeouts. No walks, but he's down 1-0. 2-2 the count to James Loney. We also talked about his problems second time around. Ethier had struck out but doubled. Uribe had struck out and got that fly ball single. Foul back. 2-2 the count to James. I would assume we will do tomorrow what Major League Baseball has done the last few years. It'll be pink bats tomorrow for Mother's Day. Two and two. Fastball was low and off the plate, so he goes all the way right on the edge of a walk. And on deck, A.J. Ellis. And swung on and missed, picked out of the dirt by Rosario. So Loney strikes out a second time. 7 strikeouts for Nicasio, but Ethia's double is cashed in. 1-0 Dodgers. Carl Erskine no-hit the Chicago Cubs, and on this day in 1956, he no-hit the New York Giants. He beat them 3-0, and he was saved by 2 great plays. At third base, Jackie Robinson speared a line drive off the bat of Willie Mays that looked like a double. Darrell Spencer hit a shot into right center, and Carl Furillo made a great running catch, and that's all Carl Erskine needed, his second no-hitter of his brilliant career. Let's go back to this one. 1-0 in favor of the Dodgers. Jonathan Herrera, a strike. 0-1 to Herrera. And then you have Gonzalez and Tulowitzki. Ground ball to Loney. He kicks it, but he's got plenty of time. Harang, the veteran, is over there. That, of course, would be a classic mistake, but not figuring in the big leagues. You know, Harang, seeing the ground ball, saying, well, Loney will take care of that. But he didn't. You don't take anything for granted, and a veteran pitcher certainly can tell you. So when Loney kicks the ball, he still picks it up, and there's Harang. And just like that, there's one out. Yeah, they teach them anything hit to the right side, get off the mound, but every now and then, one of them will take it for granted. So that was a good play by Harang. Here's Carlos Gonzalez, grounded out, walked intentionally and way out in front of a changeup. Oh, you talk about somebody coming off the bench swinging. He started that swing sometime late yesterday. That was 70 miles an hour. One ball and one strike. Gonzalez doubled leading off last night, but then went 0 for 3. Finished up the game by striking out. Boy, he's a good player. 2-1 the count. Carlos Gonzalez, a Gold Glove 2 years ago, hit for the cycle 2 years ago. Ball 3. Two years ago, he hit 34 home runs. Last year, he hit 26. He has Tulo hitting back of him. 3-1. Hit down the left field line, slicing as she goes foul. 3-2. Gonzalez, a very aggressive hitter. 2 years ago, he struck out 135 times, 105 last year. 3-2. And popped up near the mound. The convergence, and it'll be Uribe. That was another off-speed pitch. And Gonzalez, who was so aggressive, wanting to tear the cover off the ball, just hit under it. 2 down. Troy Tulowitzki flied to center in the second inning, but came up with 2 out and the bases loaded in the third, and flied to center again. Troy hitting .271, 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in, and he lifts one to center. Kemp going back has a play, and there's the third out. So 3 times now Troy Tulowitzki has flied to center, and at the end of 5.5, it's still 1-0 Dodgers. A 1-0 lead. Aaron Harang had a 9-pitch inning, so he's made 80 pitches in 6 innings. Meanwhile, Nicasio had a 17-pitch inning to get his pitch count up to 67. Bottom of the 6th, it'll be A.J. Ellis, then Aaron Harang, and D. Gordon. Ellis has just been a wonderful surprise, but it's extremely heartwarming because he worked so hard in spring training, far and above the call, and gee, he's just been great. He has 20 walks, and he's hitting .299. And A.J. hit the ball hard in the 3rd inning and lined out to Michael Kadire. 0-1. Now 1-1. By the way, you just saw A.J. Ellis take the first pitch for a ball. You look at the Dodger hitters, it's interesting what they do with first pitches. A.J., for instance, swings at only 4% of all the first ball pitches. That's lowest in the major league, along with old friend Juan Pierre. Ball 3. Matt Kemp swings at 28%. Uribe 34%. Ethier 35%, and Gordon 37%. 3-1. High strike, 3-2, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Nicasio has now made 72 pitches, 3-2. Fastball by the mound, right by the glove of Nicasio. So A.J. Ellis, who lined out to right, now singles hard up the middle. And the batter will be Aaron Harang. Trivia question. Which L.A. Dodgers starting pitcher has the most wins to start a season without a loss? There's Chris Capuano, who turned in a dazzling performance again. Boy, what a find he was. Capuano 5-0. Did have his string snapped in the 7th inning when Michael Kadai hit a home run last night. So a couple of 44s worn by Nicasio and Harang. And where we would think of Willie McCovey and Henry Aaron, now we're thinking bunt. And the bunt in the air, foul. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Of course, that's basically, if you're a pitcher, you figure you're going to get smoked because the high fastball is very tough to bunt and to get it down on the ground. So the last thing you're expecting in a bunt situation is a slow breaking ball. 0-1. And another fastball at 93. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ellis at first, nobody out. 6th inning, 1-0 Dodgers. Ethier double and a no ball 2-strike count. Uribe, little fly ball single to center, and Ethier scored. And that's it. Rockies have had a man thrown out at the plate, and they also left the bases loaded in the 3rd inning. 1-1. Nicasio with 7 strikeouts, so he's throwing hard. Low with that one. All hard stuff. That was another 93. 2-1 to Aaron Harang. Pitch count just 76. 7 strikeouts, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks. 2-1. Pop that fastball up. That was 90, but it's still hard enough. So hard to get that high fastball down on the ground. 2-2. So Nicasio trying to overpower him here, but at the same time he has to throw strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A.J. Ellis held on by Todd Helton. Nobody out. Try it again. And fouled away, and he's done. So Harang strikes out. That's strikeout number 8. And yet with 8 strikeouts, young Nicasio is losing 1-0. And now D. Gordon struck out, grounded out 0 for 2. As we mentioned earlier, Nicasio's career high last year, he struck out 10 in San Diego. This year his high had been 5, but he has 8 tonight. Gordon joined the club. He struck out. In fact, Kemp and A.J. Ellis are the two who have not struck out. Loney has struck out twice. 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 2 hits for the Rockies. Dodgers began the night 6 games in front of the Giants, 7.5 in front of Colorado. 0-1. On the corner, 0-2. That was 92. He has not come back here in the middle of the game. He's been 92, 93. First 2 innings, he hit 97. Ball 1. For Gordon, as we mentioned, he is struggling. 0 for 7 in this little series. Then he was 0 for 12. He has 2 hits in his last 16 at bats. As Mattingly talks to Heath here. So D hitting .214. 1-2. And a high bouncer to the right side. They'll get the out at first. And it was close because Gordon never quits. Down to second goes A.J. Ellis. So 2 out, and Mark Ellis coming up. Mark single to center, struck out, 1 for 2. The man from South Dakota. Nicasio taking a little breather. Herrera came over to talk to him. Rosario came over. And of course, what makes Ellis at bat so important, with 2 out, and you have Matt Kemp on deck. So I guess for any pitcher, you're facing 2 men at the same time. Ellis at the plate, and the thought of Kemp coming up. Off speed, dropped it in there at 84 for a strike. Because he threw so hard the first time around. He's certainly trying to mix them up against the good hitters. 0-1. Fastball, 1-1. That fastball at 90. So some velocity is lost by this time, understandably, to a little fatigue. One ball and 1 strike. For Mark Ellis, he's had a good year and he's hitting .284, but he'd be the first to admit he has struggled with men in scoring position. He has Ellis out there now. Mark is hitting just .130. That's 3 for 23 RISP. Fastball, 2-1. Matt waits. Dodgers holding on to a 1-0 lead, trying to add to it. Here in the 6th. Fastball sprayed foul. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at second base. Dodgers lead 1-0 in the 6th inning. Game 2 of the 3-game series. Alex White and Ted Lilly tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then starting Monday night for 2, Kirk Gibson will bring the Arizona Diamondbacks over. Fastball missed. Arizona began the day 6.5 back of the Dodgers. They've not been playing well. They've lost 7 of the last 10. They're break even on the road, and they're under 500 at home. All right, 3-2. Huge pitch to Mark Ellis. And a drive to center. Colvin will make the catch. So Ellis hits the ball hard enough, but Tyler Colvin got a good jump. No runs, a hit, a man left. And at the end of 6, 1-0 Dodgers. Andre Ethier blistered a double leading off the 5th inning. And with 1 out on a no-ball 2-strike count, Juan Uribe hit a flare single to center, and that's the run. Bob Apodaca, the pitching coach for Colorado, talking to Juan Nicasio, who's pitched a gem but is down 1-0. Meanwhile, Todd Helton, Michael Kadire, and Tyler Colvin will try to do something against Aaron Harang. Harang got out of a scrape in the 3rd inning. Otherwise, he's been just great. If you weren't with us, Rosario doubled, and Nicasio sacrificed him to 3rd. Scutaro hit a ground ball that looked like it was going into right field. Loney not only dived and came up with the ball, he threw to the plate to get Rosario. But then Herrera hit a fly ball double to left, and they walked Gonzalez to load the bases with 2 out for Troy Tulowitzki, who flied to center. Line drive for Helton as he singles and is on base now 2 of his 3 at-bats. Here's the play by Loney that is the play so far tonight. There's the shot, there's Loney, and then to get up, throw accurately to Ellis and get Rosario. Huge play. So Helton now with the base hit. He had 2 hits last night. He's now had 3 hits in the series. Kadire hit back to the box, grounded to 3rd, 0 for 2. 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Little roller to short. Gordon shovels it over to Mark Ellis, who doubles Kadire up at first. So the Rockies, who normally don't hit into double plays, hit one right now in the 7th inning. 6-4-3. So Aaron Harang keeps putting it to the Rockies. Tyler Colvin popped up, fouled out, 0 for 2. Colvin batting .302 with 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in. Drops that big curveball a little low. Slow curve. That was 71 miles an hour. And ball 2. Dodgers very well look at Tyler Colvin and remember him. He had a pinch hit home run with a man aboard the 1st of May against the Dodgers. One of his 2. And a drive to right. Ethier going back, and the Dodgers are going to have to remember that one. So Tyler Colvin reaches the pavilion, and we have a 1-1 tie. Colvin's 3rd home run. For Aaron Harang, who's been pitching a gem, that would be the 4th home run that he has allowed. He got a pitch up, and the left-hand hitter knew what to do with it. So we have a 1-1 tie. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for each side. Rosario fouling it away. So Colvin, the kid from Virginia, got all of that. A pitch up. He was all over it. Connie Lansford has to be taking some pride in that youngster. Rosario doubled and was hit by a pitch. Right. 0-2. When the Dodgers come up in the 7th, they'll have Kemp, Ethier, and Abreu. Matt is 0 for 2. Ethier 1 for 2, the double, and Abreu 0 for 2. Oh, great changeup, and Rosario way out in front of it. The home run gets it tied, but the double play prevented it from being more than that. And at the end of 6.5, a 1-1 tie. Taking a look at the Dodger box score, you can see there's really not much to talk about. The double by Ethier, the single by Uribe, and that's it. Quite a pitching duel tonight. Juan Nicasio going head-to-head with Aaron Harang. And now, in the 7th inning, Kemp, Ethier, and Abreu in that order. Matt Kemp hit into a double play in the first inning after Mark Ellis had singled, and last time up, slide to center. For Matt, he turned T.S. Eliot around. T.S. Eliot wrote that April was the cruelest month. Well, not for Matt. He had 12 home runs and 25 runs batted in April. In May, no home runs, 2 runs batted in, and he has 2 extra base hits, and that's it in May. Though in a sense it was May Day for Matt, a sign of distress. 0-1. Started his swing and held up on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Matt hitting .368. It is certainly realistic that he was going to come down. He had .324 last year. And a high fly ball to center, cold into the track, and puts it away. One away in the 7th inning. The Dodgers came alive for their run in the 5th inning. Andre Ethier got a fastball at the knees and doubled into the gap in right center. A no-ball, 2-strike little flare that dropped in for a base hit off Uribe's bat collected Ethier, and the Dodgers had their run. And then Colvin hit the home run in the 7th, and we're 1-1, bottom of the 7th. Quite a duel. Aaron Harang and Juan Nicasio. Andre Ethier hitting .303. He has 11 doubles, a triple, 7 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Ball 2, and Nicasio overthrowing at 94. That was more throwing than pitching. 2-0 the count. Meanwhile, Matt 0 for 3. Two balls, no strikes. Got the outside corner. Andre can't believe it, but doesn't say anything. Angel Hernandez, the plate umpire. There's a beach ball loose in left field, so timeout for the moment. Our beach ball boy goes to the track to recover. Bobby Abreu on deck. 1-1, 7th inning, 1 out. In the dirt. .95 pitches now for Nicasio. Three and 2. Abreu waiting. And a fastball whacked into center. So Andre Ethier strokes a single to go 2 for 3. And the batter will be Bobby Abreu. I don't believe the speed gun. It was a good fastball, but the gun said 100 miles an hour. I do not believe that. Now Bob Apodaca is going out to talk to Nicasio. Bobby Abreu struck out and flied to right. Well, Bobby is 0 for 2, hitting .300. He has 1 run batted in. His fly ball to right field, you had the feeling a few years ago it had gone into the pavilion. He made good contact. And that's reason enough for Apodaca to go out and talk to Nicasio. So Bobby Abreu with a runner at first, 1 out in the 7th in a 1-1 tie. Josh Outman and Josh Renicky. Outman's a left-hander. Renicky a right-hander down in the pen. So here's Abreu. Andre Ethier rarely does any running. He has not been involved in a stolen base. He has a very cautious lead held on by Helton. And ball 1, 1-0. Bobby checking with Tim Wallach. Got the outside corner. For Nicasio to get this far along in a pitch count, Rocky starters, a lot of them are below 80 pitches and they've left the game. 1 ball and 1 strike. And another strike. 1-2. Nicasio is due to lead off in the 8th inning. He's turned in a tremendous job. He has struck out 8, no walks, a bloop single on a no ball 2 strike count, and he allowed that 1 run. One and 2. Got him. Abreu is annoyed. Angel Hernandez with that look like sorry, but it was a strike. And Bobby's hot. He strikes out the 2nd time, and that would be 9 strikeouts for Nicasio. Pitch certainly died where the catcher caught it. It's a question of where it was over the plate. Bobby almost spit his gum. Que hombre. And with 2 out, here's Uribe. Struck out, got a pop fly single to drive in the Dodger run. And hits a drive into center and deep. Pulled into the track at the wall. They've had 3 of those tonight. When they leave home, they'll look like they're going a long way, and they seem to die in the cool air. No runs, 1 hit, a man left. At the end of 7, a 1-1 tie. whether the Dodgers win or lose. And, of course, for Colorado, they're trying desperately to cut it back to 6.5. Jordan Pacheco will be coming up and bat for Juan Nicasio. The Pacheco hitting for Nicasio, who turned in a tremendous effort and deserves some handshakes all around. He held the Dodgers to 5 hits. He struck out 9 and did not walk anybody. Ground ball to the hole, backhanded by Gordon, and his throw pulled Loney off the bag, but he got his foot back on. The Pacheco grounding to Gordon, 1 away.
Second base.
Take another look. Backhanded, set for the throw, and then it just sailed. And Loney does a wonderful job doing a little toe dance. So now, Marco Scutaro grounded to short. Loney robbed him of a hit and a run batted in the 3rd inning, and he flied to center in the 5th. Strike. Aaron Harang is due to bat 3rd when the Dodgers hit in the bottom of the 8th. Big curveball. 1-1 to count. Harang has allowed 4 hits. He has walked 2 and hit a batter. 1 of the 2 walks intentionally granted. That's going to be hit right at Mark Ellis. 2 out in the 8th inning. Jonathan Herrera coming up. Let's answer the trivia question. Remember, it had to do with which LA Dodger starting pitcher has the most wins to start a season without a loss. Rick Rhoden, 9 wins without a loss back in 1976. Don Sutton went 8-0 in 1972. Fernando Valenzuela went 8-0 in 1981. Rick Rhoden was a remarkable pitcher in the sense he had to overcome a serious injury. A drag bunt. Herrera almost fell down, and Harang takes care of him. If we have a chance, we'll tell you about Rhoden, but right now, 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. All of a sudden, Nicasio is a spectator, and we're going to the bottom of the 8th, 1-1. Rockies 1, Dodgers 1, bottom of the 8th inning. A reminder, tomorrow, Alex White will be on the mound for the Rockies, and putting his perfect record on the line, Ted Lilly, 4-0, will be on the hill against the Rockies. But that's tomorrow. We have a dandy going on right now. 1 run, 4 hits for the Rockies. 1 run, 5 hits for the Dodgers. Josh Outman out of St. Louis He's a left-hander all the way, 6'1", 200-pounder. Had a little more than 2 years of Major League service. He came from Oakland when they traded Seth Smith in January to the A's. He had Tommy John surgery, and the left-hander who wears the socks a lot like Jamie Moyer did, working on Loney, then Ellis and Harang. Well, he couldn't be imitating a better pitcher than Jamie Moyer. 2 years ago, 2010, Josh missed the entire season recovering from Tommy John surgery. That was a brutal year for 3 Oakland pitchers who underwent the surgery. Ball 1 to Loney. Joey Devine and John Malone, they also had the surgery, along with Josh Outman. 1 ball and no strikes. 2-0. Loney has struck out twice. He has struggled against left-hand pitching. He's hitting just .129 against left-handers. But he's ahead, 2 balls and no strikes in the count. And ball 3. Outman pretty much just joined the ball club. This is his first inning of work. And of course, if you're Juan Nicasio, you're sitting there saying, I allow 1 run, I strike out 9, I don't walk anybody. And now I got a wild left-hander in there who gets a strike, 3-1. So it's no payoff for him, no win. But boy, he pitched well, as did Aaron Harang. 3-1. 3-2. Fastball at 95. So that thing came up to the plate in a hurry. Because it's the old story. Most pitchers, the way it has gone, come back stronger after the Tommy John surgery than before. And of course, Tommy won a lot more games after the surgery than before. 3-2 to Loney. Breaking ball hit off the end of the bat, and no play for Herrera. Well, the old story, I'd rather be lucky than good. Curveball, and he cued it, fooled by the pitch, and he winds up with a base hit. So Loney dribbles 1 up along third. Winds up, and looking way out in front, he cued that ball right out of the pool hall. And now let's see whether Tracy makes a move. He has a right-hander. Though a tough luck left-hander appeared to get Loney, but instead he loses him on a little single, and we'll be right back. Texas will pick up now for hard luck Josh Outman, who walked off the field and literally scratched his head. He makes a great curveball 3-2. Loney hits it off the end of the bat and winds up with a base hit. So Belisle now working on A.J. Ellis. On deck, Tony Gwynn. Gwynn to hit for Harang. Matt Belisle was originally drafted by the Braves. Second round pick. Matt, big fella, 6'3", 230, lives in Austin, Texas. Ellis bunts foul, 0-1. For A.J. Ellis, he does not have, he does have one sacrifice. Takes a long look at Wallach. Giants just beat the D-backs 5-2. Matt Cain allowed 3 hits and a run over 6 and doubled in 2 runs. Giants 5, D-backs 2, final score. Giants began 6 back of the Dodgers. Loney is 0 for 1 in stolen bases. He doesn't usually get involved in that. A.J. showing bunt. Gets it down. They're going to let it roll. They picked it up in fair ground and the tag is made. That was a decision Helton made, and I'm not sure if he looked at it again. Since he had the play in front of him, I'm a little surprised that Todd picked the ball up. A little bit. He had the runner coming to him, and it was going to be borderline. Watch this thing. It looks like it's going to go foul. However, he tags out A.J. Ellis. Well, Todd has made the decision on that hundreds and hundreds of times. Sacrifice, advancing Loney. And now Tony Gwynn batting for Aaron Harang, who turned in a tremendous performance. 2 walks, 4 hits, 1 run. Tony Gwynn, of course, had that dramatic pinch hit triple against Tim Lincecum. So he picked up 3 RBIs in a hurry. Tony batting .259. That's a strike. Gwynn as a pinch hitter, 3 for 8 with the 3 ribbies. Loney a tiebreaker at second here in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out. Matt Belisle was a second round pick only because he tore a knee ligament in his senior year. Otherwise, he would have been a first round pick. Change on the corner. That was 73 miles an hour. Matt's worked a lot starting in '99. Jim Tracy has Gonzalez, Tulowitzki, and Helton in the 9th inning. Oh, 0-2 the count, 1 out. Loney at second in a 1-1 tie. Time at the plate. Well, Tony hit an 0-2 pitch for his triple against Lincecum. A huge and rare Lincecum mistake. And a flare into left field. That's a run. Boy, I'll tell you what, the Dodgers are good and they are lucky. The throw down, he's safe at second. Wow. Loney is completely fooled, hits one off the end of the bat for a single. A sacrifice on a ball that might very well have gone foul, and a flare single to left to cash in Loney. Again, I'd rather be lucky than good. Just a little flare fly ball. So Tony picks up yet another RBI. The throw by Gonzalez cut off, And into second base, Wayne Gwynn. So poor Josh Outman was minding his own business. They called him in to face the left-hander Loney. He made a great pitch on Loney. Loney wound up with that bleeder, as they called it, for a base hit, and Outman could lose the game. No wonder he scratched his head, huh? Little foul ball. Herrera will take care of that. So Gordon continues to struggle, and the batter will be Mark Ellis. And by the way, that flare single by Tony Gwynn, that was a no-ball, two-strike count. Remember, Uribe's hit in the 5th inning to drive in a run, a no-ball, two-strike count. What was it when Gwynn tripled against Tim Lincecum? A no-ball, two-strike count. Boy, I know in the old days, the managers would be livid at their pitchers giving up 0-2 hits. Mark Ellis has singled, struck out, fly to center, 1 for 3. So for Jim Tracy, a very unlucky inning. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 4 hits for the Rockies. That's a strike. 1-1. So Aaron Harang could be the winning pitcher. Kenley Jansen is getting ready to try and protect the lead in the 9th inning. Fouled away. The Rockies' only run was a home run by Tyler Coleman with 2 out in the 7th. But they do have Gonzalez, Tulowitzki, and Helton, and if anybody gets on, Kadaya. One and 2 to Mark Ellis. Little roller to short. Tulowitzki gets his man, but the Dodgers got their run. 1 run, 2 fluke singles as far as Colorado has to feel, and we're heading for the 9th. 2-1 Dodgers. Inning, Tony Gwynn, who came off the bench and got that little blooper into left field to drive in the go-ahead run, scoring Loney, who would top the ball and cued it up along third for a base hit. So that was a maddening inning, I'm sure, for the Colorado Rockies. Now the Dodgers bring in Kenley Jansen, and he'll face the heart of the Rockies. Carlos Gonzalez, 0 for 2 with a walk. Troy Tulowitzki, 0 for 3. All 3 fly balls to Matt Kemp in straightaway center. Todd Helton has a walk, single, and grounded out. So that's the challenge in front of Kenley Jansen. So first, Gonzalez. Grounded out, walked intentionally, popped up. Going head to head with the flamethrower. Then looking at the past to perhaps learn something about the present. Gonzalez 1 for 4 in the past against Kenley Jansen. Ball 1. And looking at Jansen's numbers, 2-0, ERA of 2.5, 8 walks, 29 strikeouts. Foul back, 1-1. So Gonzalez 1 for 4, Tulowitzki 1 for 6, and Helton 0 for 3. That's in the past against Kenley Jansen. 1-1. Off speed. That ties up Gonzalez. A very aggressive hitter. He wants the hard stuff. 1-2. And he got it and fouled away. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. If you're keeping score, since Gwynn batted in the 9th spot, stayed in left field, Jansen goes in Abreu spot. Trying to give Aaron Harang his second win. 1-2. Got him. High fastball at 96. Pretty much out of the strike zone. 1 away.
Batting next, shortstop, number 2, Troy Tulowitzki.
Take another look. Oh, yeah. Up and away. So Gonzalez strikes out. Now Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki 3 times hit the ball to Matt Kemp in center. One of them came with 2 out and the bases loaded. Right. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. 0-1. Tulo's average now has dipped below 270. He's hitting 269. This game is a constant struggle. Now how good you are. And he's in a hole now. 0-2. Tulowitzki has been getting hits in the sense he's hit safely in 16 of 18. That goes all the way back to the 20th of April. Todd Helton waits on deck. 0-2. Breaking ball. 1-2. And pops it in the air, foul. A.J. Ellis coming to the stands, no play. Tell you one thing, I'm surprised that Tulowitzki even touched that ball. I don't know if we have the tape or not. You talk about moving his hands. I mean, in the big leagues, maybe it's style and not a hit. See those hands drop? That was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. You drop your hands like that, it's remarkable to even make contact. 0-2, now 1-2. 1 out, 9th inning. 2-1 Dodgers. Keeps dropping those hands. Maybe he always did. I don't remember. But what makes you look at it now is he's hitting .269. After all, he hit .302 last year and .315 the year before. I was surprised watching Buster Posey the other night. He'd hold the bat over the right shoulder and drop it so that the point of the bat was facing the ground. And you wonder why he has struck out twice as much this year than he did 2010. And a fly ball. It's Gwynn coming in and hollering Gordon out of the way. 2 out. So I'm not trying to take a page from Carney Lansford. He's a former major league hitter and a fine hitting coach. But he has to be a little unhappy watching the way Tulo was moving those hands. So Carney looks on, and Todd Helton with 2 out, 9th inning, 2-1 Dodgers. Helton has walked, rounded out, single. Todd with a base hit last night and a base hit tonight, has 101 hits in his career at Dodger Stadium. Trying to get aboard for another power hitter, Michael Kodaya, who's on deck. 2-1 Dodgers. 9th inning. That was up at 93. Crowd of 33,735. One and one. And a strike. So the Rockies are down to their last strike. And the Dodgers trying to make it 2 in a row against the Rockies. And then tomorrow at 1 o'clock, Ted Lilly going up against Alex White. 1-2. Crowd wants every pitch a strike. 2-2. Helton, as usual, gets a lot of pitches. This will be the 5th pitch in the at-bat. Typical of Todd. Fouled away. So it's going to be at least a 6-pitch at-bat as the veteran Helton tries desperately to keep your lane alive. Todd has 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in. And that's popped up on the infield, Uribe. And Gordon. Boy, Gordon just will not back away, and Uribe winds up making the catch, but Gordon made it a much tougher catch than it should have been. Youthful enthusiasm, look out, here he comes, and Uribe held on to it. So the Dodgers, after Jansen comes in and nails it, a little squib single by Loney, a flare single by Gwynn, and the Dodgers win a squeaker. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 4 hits for the very unlucky Rockies. And the unluckiest guy, Josh Outman, the left-hander who gave up a little fluke single off the end of Loney's bat, he suffers the loss. Aaron Harang is now 2-2, 5-5 lifetime. Don't forget tomorrow on Prime Ticket, Alex White and Ted Lilly. Stay tuned now for Dodger Live coming up next. Good night, everybody.